4th annual Ekam World Peace Festival. Ekam World Peace Festival is a noble vision created by Sri Preetaji and Sri Krishnaji to lead humanity towards greater peace in consciousness. This peace would manifest in humanity as greater kindness towards each other and a peaceful coexistence with the rest of the world. Sri Krishnaji, the co-creator of Ekam, is a mystic and a philosopher who lives in an enlightened consciousness. At 19, Sri Krishnaji began constructing Ekam, a monumental structure to impact the brain and consciousness of those who meditate in its sanctum. Sri Krishnaji is a spiritual master and a mentor to millions who are deeply impacted by his immense wisdom, compassion, and presence. In a few moments from now, Sri Krishnaji will step into Ekam sanctum and light the peace lamp to inaugurate the Ekam World Peace Festival.
Namaste. Welcome to the 4th annual Ekam World Peace Festival. Today, at the Ekam World Peace Festival, millions of us have come together to collectively meditate for economic exploitation and economic unrest to end, and for all people on earth to live with dignity and sufficiency. Conscious creation of wealth is necessary for sustained well-being of both the family and society. A conscious household leader perceives home as family. A conscious business leader perceives organization as family. A conscious political leader perceives country as family. And to a conscious world leader, Mother Earth means
in religion, in education, in journalism, in the program. No, religion is going to take care of them in the way that they think. And this is an important message, because what that means then is that community is the ultimate form of change that has to take place in this world. And the breaking down of the old systems that are occurring, there's an emergence of a new consciousness. And that's where people actually say, let's form a community where peace is part of it, where we resolve the problems that governments and other organizations can't. And no corporation is interested really in your health. They're interested in profits. So that as the old begins to break down, the emergence of something greater has to come. And we have to come together. And in survival, community is divided. You want to control collective networks of observers, control their emotions. If in an emotional state, and we've realized that when people are calm and relaxed and aware and conscious, somehow they produce measurable effects, not only on their body, but on the world. So if you get a collective networks of observers coming together to observe a different reality, it's not the number of people we're finding out, because you could have a stadium of people with a lot of energy and it's very entropic and disorderly. Yes. Or you could have a collective network of people that are coherent in their brain, very coherent in their heart, and they're sending out a very strong signal that will begin to influence the nervous system of other people to be more kind, to be more caring, to be more honest, to be more trusting, to be more loving. And I think community is the answer, especially during this time.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think if more and more communities can be formed, it's a great solution. And slowly but surely the world can change.
Let's hope, huh?
Yeah, let's hope. What is the collective effort we all can make to end economic exploitation and heal the hearts of people that have suffered the pain of exploitation on earth?
Yes. Well, I think information has become the great greatest commodity. And if you control information, you control collective networks of observers that really determine the reality that's in front of us. So my solution is, when we have people take their attention off the material world, off of everything known, going from this world of narrowing their attention on objects and things and people, and taking all of their attention off all the things that create separation, when they place their attention there, and where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And you have to agree that over millions of years, the human being in survival has pruned the circuitry in the brain to omit a very large spectrum of the way the world really is. Because in survival, if you're looking for food, who cares about energy? Yes. If you're being chased by a pack of cats, it's really not a time to open your heart. So, so we've edited out energy and information out of the equation, and we focus primarily on the spectrum of the material world. But that energy exists, and it only exists if you're aware of it. So then we have done this numerous times we ask people to keep broadening their focus and putting their attention on energy and information and putting their attention on oneness and wholeness. And you could be any color skin, you could have any economic status, you could be young, you could be old, you can eat whatever you want, doesn't matter. When people connect to that field, we've seen an enormous release of energy in the brain. There is an arousal that takes place. And this arousal is an awakening. But the arousal is not pain, it's not anger or aggression, and it's not fear or anxiety. The arousal is ecstasy. It's ineffable. There's no word for it. It's bliss. The person is touching source. They are touching oneness. And there is an enormous release of energy in the brain and the heart and the body. And when that occurs, we start to see things how they really are.
Okay.
Not how we are. We see things how we are, not how they really are. And that awakening removes some veil, some illusion, some conditioning, some belief of separation. And we start feeling like all the money, all the success, all the accumulation of things could never bring that feeling. Nothing out there can do that. It's within us.
Yes.
That person has a dramatic upgrade in not only their neurocircuitry from that experience, but what their body is feeling emotionally. So in a sense, in a very short amount of time, it's like the past is removed out of the person's brain and body, and it brings them into the present moment. So what is the importance of that when you talk about exploitation of human beings?
Yes.
Well, the answer is very simple. If you're no longer controlled by your emotions, you're no longer controlled. And if you can feel that feeling and not have to consume anything to feel that feeling, I think the game changes dramatically. So we see people come to our workshops for all kinds of reasons. They come for health, they come for wealth, they come for a new relationship, they come for a new career, they come for a mystical experience. But what people are really coming for, once they touch oneness, is wholeness. They want more of that. And it's in you. It's a new feeling that replaces the fear, that replaces the anger, the frustration, the resentment. There's an upgrade in the brain and body, in the nervous system. Now, if you can get a collective group of people experiencing that, it gets very interesting, because not only is there a dramatic change in the person's health, but they all of a sudden have a capacity to begin to affect others and create health in others.
Okay.
And it's transcendent of even space and time. In other words, we're doing research to show that a group of people can do it, a collective network of observers can influence another person's health that are 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 miles away. So now we're transcendent of the principles of Newtonian classical physics. And now when you really reach that point, then you have people coming together for one reason, and that is for the greatest good of humanity. And independent of the color of your skin or your culture or your language or what you eat or what you believe, we see the divine in every human being, because our interaction with the divine, our interaction with oneness, with wholeness, actually causes us to lay down circuits in our brain to perceive more of that in the world. Now, if you could get enough people doing that on a daily basis, I think that there will be solutions to problems that we are facing from a very limited state of consciousness or state of unconsciousness. And so that experience creates an arousal that creates an awareness of possibilities that we've never even thought about, because the experience changes us. So then, whether it's global warming, whether it's economic distress, whether it's political that others can shine. We show them the right way. And so at this particular time in history, it's so important for us to come together in that place. And when brain chemistry changes and oxytocin levels go up and people are feeling so happy and so whole, that they can, is becoming waking day. And I think if enough people can do that, we can resolve the problems in the world that we consider problems, but they're just great opportunities. You and I, it's going to be a collective network of observers who say something doesn't feel right in the world. I feel like somehow there's agendas. I feel like I'm not being told the truth. I feel like there's a greater way. And I think that more people feel that way than we're being told. I think that could actually be the majority, and going in the same direction, or a school of fish moving as behaviorally as one mind and one heart. If you study that principle, you would think that there was some leader that everybody was following, that it was the top-down with the emerging communities. There is no leader. Everybody is miracle is something that happens outside of convention. And our scientists, they say this, they're running the samples over and over again, the same samples, really thinking that they've done something wrong, and they keep getting the same result. And I say to them, why are you in science? Why did you get into science in the first place? Didn't you want to discover something? And discovering something is an unknown. And they say it's unbelievable. That's because you're in the midst of changing a belief, and that's the truth now. That's a greater understanding. And gosh, I don't think we've reached the point yet where we've uncovered the truth. And I think the only truth that there really is oneness. Everything else is a journey to it, and there'll always be greater paradigms that we get to experience. But my goodness, as the world begins to change, we have to really rely on one another to be the example of truth.
I can't agree with you more, Absolutely, you're right, Dr. Joe. It is oneness that is the only truth, and everything else we see in the Hindu term, they call it the Maya, which is the illusion. But unfortunately,
the hallucination of separation.
Yes,
we descended from oneness, we descended from source, we descended from singularity, from the 0 point, from pure love, all the way down into density, fooled by our senses into separation. That if we came from love, pure love, then fear is not the opposite of love, it's the separation
att
from
vara
it.
med
Pain and
oss
suffering,
från Idaho
it's not the opposite
i
of love, it's
Sun
the
Valley,
separation from it.
där
But anger
hon
and
har
hostility and
ett
violence,
Field of Awakening
prejudice, that's not the
seminar.
opposite of love, it's
Så
the
låt oss nu
separation from it.
välkomna
And as we
Shri Prita.
begin to move closer and closer to it, I think the side effect is we become one mind and one heart. And that's what the world needs more than anything else right now.
Wonderful, Dr. Joe. Thank you, Dr. Joe, for your wisdom, your words, and your love as you're speaking this message. It will reach the hearts of every person who is watching you right now and will inspire them to fulfill their dharma, their noble responsibility on the planet. Please join us for the peace meditation. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
We will now move into peace meditation. Know that we are several millions of us across the world meditating as one mind, one being. Shri Prita ji will be with us to lead us into a powerful peace meditation. Shri Prita ji is a rare sage whose loving presence has healed the hearts of many. thrill seekers and students from world over.
Må alla levande varelser blomstra. Låt det bli frid i våra hjärtan. Må det bli frid i hjärtat hos de som vi älskar. Må det bli frid på jorden. Du kan långsamt öppna ögonen ifall ögonen är stängda. Imorgon så ska vi hålla den andra fredsintentionen, vilket är att läka uppdelningen i världen. Oändliga välsignelser kommer att flöda till dig när du mediterar för världsfreden, vilket kommer att nå in i mänsklighetens medvetande med fred och medkänsla.
Tomorrow, we will hold the second peace intention of this festival, which is to heal division in the world. Immeasurable blessings will flow to you as you meditate for world peace. Your meditation will infuse world consciousness with peace and greater compassion.
Thank you for being a part of the Ekam World Peace Festival. Tomorrow, we will hold a collective peace intention for healing the pain caused by division in the world. We will be joined by a special guest, Golriz Geherman, who is a Member of Parliament from New Zealand and a peace activist who has worked fearlessly for equality and justice in the society. Our special gratitude to peace sponsors who have contributed to Ekam. By contributing to this greater vision for humanity, you will turn the tides of karmic forces towards greater good for yourself and your family. Every peace sponsor will receive a special Zoom link to participate in the Ekam World Peace Festival. Please visit this link if you wish to join as a peace sponsor. Today is a beautiful day. All of us have received an immense blessing, and we all intend to take this forward. We intend to expand our capacities. We intend to make room for our best selves. We intend to move towards more of what we want, more connection, more meaning, more of us. How best do we go about doing it? Towards this vision, Sri Preeta ji and Sri Krishna ji have launched the Breathing Room app. As the name says, here we breathe for peace, we breathe for love, we breathe for connection. Breathing Room is more than a meditation app. It comes from the living wisdom of enlightened masters and takes you right into a field of consciousness where greater love, greater peace, and greater joy becomes possible. Visit breathingroom.com today. We will meet each other tomorrow at the same time. Namaste.
I close my eyes and I feel the love in the air, dancing today. There is nothing to say, I'm on my way. A shining star in the sky is guiding us to the end of time. There is nothing to say, on our way. I am you, you are me, all together as one. I am you, close my eyes and I feel the love in the air, dancing today.